You're getting soft.
Candy's on this peace kick now. She wants out.
Why the fuck you keep calling her Candy? Her name is Casey Lennox. Where did that even come from?
Sis has a reputation now.
And you think that shit is cool?
While you're away, Carl, shit got hard. Casey's a thick-headed girl. She likes to do her own thing, and she doesn't fucking listen.
And you think that's okay? Christopher, you can't be serious.
I don't know about you guys, but I am very disappointed in Walking Dead. Psych! I just want to lie real quick. April Fools. I know April Fools is not really here, but The Walking Dead has been revitalized. Now, I'm not like everybody else. Everybody else thinks this is like the best season or whatever the case may be. I don't believe that hogwash. I think this is a very interesting season, and it took up to episode freaking, where are we at right now? I want to say it was episode, let me go to it real quick. I want to say that it was episode 14, Scars, which had my heart pounding. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the episode where we get to see what happened to Michonne and how she got the scar on her back. I want to say that this is that episode, but this, if it is indeed this episode, this was by far the best Walking Dead episode I have seen in a couple of seasons. The reason why I say that is with all of the deaths that we've had of the original members, and I'm never going to forget about Glenn and how they took him away from us. And now how they're trying to make pan Negan out to be some nice guy. That concept and thought in itself is just sick and twisted. But ever since Glenn died, I've been like a part of me has been taken away while watching The Walking Dead, and it just never felt the same. It just never felt amazing to watch. And so, Carl dies, and then Rick disappears so that he can make movies somewhere else. It was just, it's been a lot going on, and I've not felt a care as much as I did when watching Scars, episode 14. I want to say that it's this episode. The performances from Daryl and Denai Guerrera were just intense and gratifying and satisfying. And I was just like, the one moment where Daryl was like, and I haven't stopped looking ever since, my heart just dropped. I felt emotion. I felt like I gasped, because it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're living in an era where people think that it's their fault that Rick is gone. And it's like, Andrew Lincoln just wanted to take care of his kids, or whatever reason he came up with for leaving the show. And it's like, whatever. And so now you have to put your mind at ease and to say, why the hell won't he just come back to the freaking show? Can the show last without him? Season 9 finale was the lowest rated episode in its entire history of The Walking Dead. So it's like, I don't know, like they're making strides to go in a direction as best as they can without the person that started this whole freaking thing. But it's like, how far can they go? How far can they take it? I keep hearing them say, oh, we want to go for another 10 more seasons. Of what? Like, of what? And now in season 10, Denai Guerrera will have a significant role, but it'll be a small significant role, because according to the producers, she has the Avengers, she has plays that she's doing, she has Black Panther and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, what does that have to do with The Walking Dead? I guess a lot. I mean, Denai Guerrera has been on The Walking Dead for a long time. Does she need to continue? Not necessarily. Her life is set. But when you have people like me that have been watching it since day one, if Daryl, Denai Guerrera, or Carol leave, there's like, what is the point? There's no one of substance holding me to continue to watch the series. Maggie keeps being mentioned, but she's gone. Rick keeps being mentioned, but they're gone. That shows you how powerful these characters were and why they should have never left to begin with. If these people have gone on, Maggie has gone on and worked on multiple shows. She's been in movies. She's got this show currently running on TV now. Andrew Lincoln, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's taking care of his kids, whatever the case may be. But we're still talking about them. Like we couldn't have offered them more money just to stick around. I feel like The Walking Dead right now is just filled with like 1,000 characters that I'm supposed to care about. And I just don't care about. Like when they had all 10 heads on the spikes, the only person I cared about was Tara, but then they really didn't flesh her out in the season, so it was kind of like, eh. And then I cared about Enid, but they really didn't flesh her out in the season. They gave her a boo, but I was like, eh. And who the hell cares about Henry? Not I. Because, of course, there's always that dumb character that feels compassion for the villain, and then we bring the villain in to try to conform them or change them or reason with them because they're human. And then everybody dies. It's like the same formula over and over and over again. So I was not remotely removed or moved by the 10 heads on the spikes that did nothing for me. But suffice it to say, Denai Guerrera, Daryl, Norman Reedus, I'm sorry, and Carol, y'all know their names. They've been doing a phenomenal job. Carol and Ezekiel no longer being together. I didn't really see them together anyway. I mean, I didn't necessarily see Carol as Your Highness. It just wasn't. It wasn't for me. Daryl and Carol should have been the thing to happen. But for whatever reason, we didn't go that route. Not sure what happened. Denai Guerrera buddying up with Negan, it makes me want to throw up. It just literally makes me want to throw up. There is not enough making up of that Negan can do for me to care about him. Him sacrificing himself to go into the blizzard to save Judith, who cares? I don't care. I don't care that he's talking about a dog from his past and so he goes and saves this dog. I don't care about Negan. Negan has done too much for me to be like, oh, let's give him a second chance. Even if he teams up with them to go against Alpha, which he seems to be clued in on everything that's going on because he's talking to Denai Guerrera like, what are we going to do about this? I see you still went through their territory after they told you not to and they killed 10 people. Who's feeding him this information? Are we caring about him that much that he just needs to be in the know? Judith is the one child that's telling all the adults what they have to do. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I mean, we let go Jesus in the beginning of this. Now, Jesus was a pivotal character. I started to like Jesus. Jesus came up from the ranks, and now I'm supposed to care about Sadiq and all these, no, I don't give a damn about this girl that we saved for Henry to fornicate over. I just don't understand this. And she's wanting to kill herself, and I'm like, Carol, just let her. Just let the frozen zombie in the lake chew off her freaking wrist. Who cares? Alpha doesn't, so why should we? I don't know. The Walking Dead, it's sad. It really is. The ratings aren't where they used to be. The stories don't move you the way that they used to. But that episode, Scars, was it. Everybody was ranting and raving about this Game of Thrones winter storm that they came through, which for me, I'm just like, clearly they're not where I thought. I always forget where they are. And y'all always seem to remind me, but clearly they're in a space where storms brew the way that they do. And this is the first time we've seen a winter storm. Frozen 15 has occurred. And I just was caught off guard. I'm like, first of all, yeah, where the hell did this come from? Are we trying to compete with Game of Thrones? I was so thrown off. I was thrown off. All of them going across the lake, nobody knowing where they were. And then in my mind, I'm like, if the Whisperers live in the woods, why aren't they frozen to death? They walk back and forth like, and then in my mind, this blizzard should have destroyed the whole herd of zombies because a lot of zombies ended up being frozen. So that whole herd has to be annihilated right now. I'm feeling that they are. Not unless they're frozen and then they defrost themselves and then they are back to life. I don't know. But all of the Whisperers should be non-existent, not unless their home base is in a cave, but we've never been privy to see them living anywhere else but the woods with no shelter. None whatsoever. So where in the hell were they when this storm was happening? That's what I really want to know. And then everybody who's ranting and raving about this radio call, they're saying that it's this new community or whatever the case may be, or the community with the Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel's wife that came last season and spoke to Maggie and gave Maggie like blueprints and shit. And like, where is she? Is she back at the restaurant, KFC? Where is she? She just came, said hello, we live here, we're amongst you, but we're gonna disappear now. But you're gonna have to do this for us if you want to receive our plans. Okay, Maggie took the plans and went where? Why aren't the plans in development? Why haven't they been in development? I don't know what the hell's going on with The Walking Dead, but whoever left that radio broadcast knows what's going on with The Walking Dead. And I don't know. I think that Winter Storm was the biggest joke of the season, because if the Whisperers survived that, then I don't know. I don't know. I think that there were moments for this season, but it was a lot of letdowns because people just were dying left to right, and then you had no way to. There was no victory. You know, when Norman Reedus pushed Beta down the freaking elevator shaft, and he just gets back up. I'm like, all right, well. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? Anyways, I'm Wesley from adoptthatconnection.com, the new online streaming network that allows you to adopt similar connections despite our differences. If you aren't one of the 300 some-odd individuals subscribed to the network, definitely subscribe to the network. Right now, we're doing a 25% off discount for your first month. All you have to do is put in the keyword Linux Brothers, because that's the new action series that I've produced that's uploading onto the website right now. Uploads are weekly and typically on Wednesdays, but throughout the week there are things that are uploaded as well once the content comes through. But shout out to everybody that subscribed to the online network. I really do appreciate it. Moving forward, we will be uploading the first 4 episodes of every season. If it's an 8-episode season, of every season on our YouTube channel. If it's a 6-episode season, we will be uploading the first 3 episodes. In order for you to watch the entire season, you definitely have to subscribe and show your love and care and support by going to adoptthatconnection.com to subscribing. There's so much on there. We have over 100 episodes, over 100 uploads, on the network, but we're constantly grinding and we're constantly moving, and there's shows right now in production. And so one of my favorite shows on there is the Mona Simone scripted series that we're still producing and still working on. So go support. If you're down to support, definitely thank you for tuning into this video. Go to Instagram and subscribe to my Instagram at AConnectionTV, and go to my AConnectionTV.com Instagram and subscribe at ACTV, the network. I love you guys for being blessed, highly favored. Stay motivated, stay inspired, and stay encouraging.
Put my arm around you, I'ma treat you like a queen. I'm a jungle man, man dingle-ding-a-ling, African marauder.
So you're not gonna tell me the real reason you're here?
I wanted to see you.
That sounds good, beautiful. But what's the real reason?
Why do you think I'm hiding something?
Because I'm not stupid. You are a very calculated woman. 3 words that are dangerous together.
So true.
So talk.
Look, I don't know what you want me to say, but I figured you'd be happy.
My dick is happy.